systems go. Clear for liftoff.
Good evening, good morning, and or good afternoon, and welcome to this weekend's NASCAR Quick Hit here for ShipItNation.com. I am Eric, also known as TheGame, and this evening, which is when I'm recording this, we will be discussing the Toyota Save Mart 350 at good old Sonoma Raceway. But before we go ahead and discuss Sunday afternoon slate at Sonoma, let's of course mention the good folks, and I'm included in that good folks, at ShipItNation.com. Everything you need to have success with the DFS for less. Every sport in the game. That's also me. SaberSim Optimizer. We were partnered with the greatest optimizer in the land today. Projections and ownership. The Stone 2.0 slate plans, and or also known as the Slate Station. That comes to the NASCAR world this weekend. Showdown plans, the best Discord community in the game today, and of course, educational courses from Tambo, Hoop, and the rest of the gang. ShipItNation.com. If you have yet to join the nation, if you've yet to try the nation, you can do so 5 days, all access, $19. Unlike other DFS companies who have all access trial plans, you do get the fantastic Discord community in this trial, as well as full SaberSim access to make 150 lineups. So it's no pussyfooting around for our 5-day all access trial plan. $19, everything you need to give ShipItNation.com a try. If you already know how fantastic we are, and I think we are pretty great, we already have the all access for monthly, yearly, annually. I already said that, weekly, etc., etc. We have the core, the starter, and the ultimate packages, as well as we offer content only if for some reason you would not want the world's greatest optimizer in SaberSim, and or single sport access only. If you would only want me and you would not want the rest of the boys, you can do so for either $29 or $49 per month with SaberSim access, or PGA if we want Tambo, Hoop, Gannon, and the boys, $59, $79, $99 for the monthly prices. But really, all access is the place to be. All access optimizer. Just jump right in with full feed, baby. By the year, jump on in, join us, ShipItNation.com. Let's go ahead and pivot back to the Toyota Save Mart 350 taking place at the Sonoma Raceway. Second consecutive weekend where the NASCAR Cup Series is tackling a road course. Now, last weekend was the Naval Base Coronado in San Diego, which was one of the more visually stunning races of the season, in my opinion. This weekend, we are at Sonoma. They have been going to Sonoma, Lord, for literally as long as I can remember. I should probably know how long they've been racing at Sonoma off the top of my head, but yeah, I cannot remember a time in my life where the NASCAR Cup Series was not racing at Sonoma. So a lot of these drivers have a lot of lap time at Sonoma. There are 70, where's my notes here? There are 110 laps on deck for Sunday, which should equal out to roughly 77 Dominator points. This weekend, I'm recommending between 1 and 2 Dominators. Now, with only 110 laps and 77 points on deck, we really don't have to narrow in fully on those Dominator points. I just feel that the potential Dominators that I have selected for this weekend are probably the ones that are very likely to win the race. And we don't really have all that many great place differential plays this weekend, which we'll talk about here in a second. So 1 to 2 dominators, although they're not really dominators in the traditional sense of the word this weekend. All right, let's go ahead and pull up the stone here. The stone. Here we go. And I'm going to share this tab instead. Bang. All right. News and notes coming from practice and qualifying. Practice, Eric Jones got into the wall, and then followed that up with a 30-second qualifying effort. So Jones will likely fall to the rear to repair damages and things like that, but he will be being scored from 30 seconds, so that doesn't really impact him. The bigger impact of the two, though, was absolutely Bubba Wallace, who got into the wall during the qualifying session. Bubba still did manage a 26th place time, so he will be scored from 26th place on Sunday, but he will absolutely be falling to the rear of the field on Sunday for unapproved adjustments. I'm not sure if they're rolling out a whole backup car or if they're just fixing the damage. He had a pretty good hit, to be honest with you. So it would not surprise me if they roll out the backup car, but regardless, Bubba Wallace will be being scored from 26th, but will be starting from the rear of the field. Now, much like Eric Jones, that doesn't impact him all that much. There are only 36 drivers in the field this weekend, which is literally the amount of fully locked in drivers. There are no open drivers. There are no truly scrub drivers in the field this week. I mean, yeah, there's still Cody Ware and stuff like that, but nothing really out of the ordinary. This is typical NASCAR field. No Kevin Magnusons, no anything like that. Just standard old typical car. Rather typical field for the NASCAR Cup Series. So for Bubba, he will be being scored from 36th, but starting probably 35th or 36th, right? So I still anticipate him being able to finish better than 26th and have a positive points place differential day, but he does have his work cut out for him. And we have known him to stumble in these type of situations in the past. So while he is set up for a good points day, buyer potentially beware from Bubba Wallace, though I will be buying. All right, let's see here. No other major news or notes coming out of qualifying or practice. Like I said, 110 laps, 77 Dominator points. This weekend, the Cup Series is on TNT. They are on TNT this weekend, which is the last, which is the first race for TNT, as last week was the last race for Prime. Let me see. I didn't look up what time everything's coming on tomorrow. TVRacer.com. If you're ever looking for quick racing TV coverage or TV guide type stuff, TVRacer.com. They didn't pay me for that plug or pay Ship-It-Nation for that plug, but I use them quite regularly. Looks like it is a 2:30 to 3:30 pre-race show tomorrow, followed by a 3:30 to 6:30 race window. So TNT tomorrow for their first race of the season. Amazon Prime did a fantastic job for their racing, and I wish they had all of the NASCAR coverage all season long, but they don't. I do have some hope for Prime, as they do have a good solid crew. Juniors there, Adam Alexander, Daniel Trotta, etc. So Amazon Prime tomorrow. We're back on regular old cable. So let's go ahead and break down this starting lineup. It's got to be kind of a quick one tonight, to be honest with you, because it is Saturday night as I am recording this. I normally have been in the habit of recording these on Sunday morning, but I'm doing a bit of solo dadding. So I'm getting this done while he is sleeping right now, and I'll be finishing up ownership and projections while he's napping tomorrow morning. So solo dad time for the win. Starting on the pole to kind of a surprising, I think everybody kind of had SVG kind of, on the pole, blocked away, et cetera, et cetera. And he was, after Group A qualifying, as you can see, he is literally the very only in the top 11. He is the only Group A? Yeah. So he was sitting pretty for the entire Group A portion of qualifying, and then Group B started. And first and foremost, Carson Hocevar set a lightning lap, which surprised everybody. He has been doing better at the road courses, but no one expected that. And then a couple minutes later, Ty Gibbs came and knocked Hocevar off the pole. So starting on the front row of Sonoma is Ty Gibbs and Carson Hocevar, both at plus 1,000 odds to win. Both looked really good in practice. Gibbs, we know, has been a very solid road course racer. Won his first race this season, albeit it wasn't on a road course. Same with Hocevar. Hocevar has had speed all season, and it seems like he's really taken to the road courses, at least as far as qualifying goes. Will he be able to stay in and around the top 5 and 10 all day? That remains to be seen, but the kid has speed and he can make right turns just as fast as he can make left turns. So I don't think I would play him in cash, but I think Hocevar is absolutely a GPP possible play and a potential dominator if something happens with Gibby in the beginning. Row 2, Kyle Larson and Michael McDowell. Larson, fantastic at Sonoma, still searching for his first victory. Excellent in all forms of practice. He was the fastest in 10 and 15 lap, as second in the 1 and then 3 in the 5. Larson seems to have speed this weekend. Mike Mack, I always praise his road course abilities. He's finally being priced where he should be. I think he's always kind of been on the higher price side. I need to check his road course prices as throughout the season. But a 4th place starting spot for Mike Mack is not surprising at all. He could very easily win this race. He's not normally someone who you put in the winners conversation each weekend, but he should be this weekend. Mike Mack is good at Sonoma. Ross Chastain and Shane Van Gisbergen, the Trackhouse teammates, starting on row 3. Look, Ross is looking for a fantastic weekend. Trackhouse has been struggling lately. He also looked really good in practice. We all know how amazing SVG is. Simply dominated this race last year, was on his way to a pretty great weekend last weekend at Sonoma when good old Austin Hill and Connor Zilich got into some issues, which swallowed up SVG in that. So SVG will still be the most owned driver by far, even with his $14,000 price tag. I built a couple. I just almost knocked my monitors over. That wouldn't have been good. I built a couple just sample lines with him in the field, or with him as the lone dominator play, and it's very easy to get him in and put like a Reddick and a Bubba in there and build a lineup that you don't hate. So I expect SVG to still get a ton of ownership this weekend. Next weekend, we're back to normal. Next weekend, we're at Chicagoland, which is the first time we've been there since, I think, like 2019, 2018. Maybe even like 2016. I'm not sure. But that's traditional 1.5 mile NASCAR. So the days of SVG being minus odds and being everyone's favorite dominator play are over after this weekend, at least until we have another road course, which I'm not sure when that is on the schedule. Up next, we have Chase Briscoe and AJ Allmendinger. Briscoe, speed every week. He was great in practice. 8,900 for Joe Gibbs' car. I like it. The Dinger, I always say this. There's at one point he was the creme de la creme of NASCAR Cup Series road course racers. That is not the case anymore, but he's still extremely talented. I wish he was with a team other than Colleague in these situations, just because of how far Colleague is back in performance and in I shouldn't say performance, in they're so far behind in the other Chevrolet teams because Chevrolet isn't helping Colleague, because Colleague is very, very, very openly will be going to Ram when they come to the Cup Series because they are working with Ram in the Truck Series. So Colleague is kind of just a lame duck with Chevy. So whenever they qualify like this, it's always eye-opening. Yes, it's Dinger at a road course, but still an 8th place qualifying effort in a Chevy that doesn't get all of the love from Team Chevrolet like the Hendricks and Trackhouse and Spires do. Impressive. Do I think he's going to win the race? I don't. I would love if he had a fantastic day. NASCAR's better when the Dinger's running good. Up next, Denny and Joey Logano. Denny has came out and really poo-pooed his own road course racing skills. And based off of the track type rank and track rank, yeah, he's not wrong, but it's still Denny Hamlin at 7,100, and he was good in practice. And this is a road course that he has seen every single year he's been in the Cup Series. So it's not like last weekend where everybody was seeing this track for the first time and you really were just focusing on their overall general road course abilities. This is a week everybody, for the most part, I think this might be Connor Zilich's first Cup race here. It's everybody's for the first part, they've been here before, right? And numerous times for all of them. So while I don't love Denny's 9th place starting spot, it wouldn't surprise me to see him finish in and around that same area, which at 7,100 might not be too bad. Joey Logano, 6,800. He looked good in practice too, but he's crushed us so often this season, so I can't see myself playing him. Tyler Reddick and Austin Hill, I have interest in them both. Tyler Reddick is fairly obvious, right? Fantastic at Sonoma, fantastic road course racer, fast all season. Really has to focus on getting some solid finishes after his very hot start in the season. At the start of the season to solidify his points lead. I think he has the lead over Denny right now. If he does, it's not by much. I need to double check that. But yeah, Reddick, I love. He'll be a very popular play. Austin Hill, look, he caused carnage last week with missing the turn, getting into Zilich, swallowing up SVG, etc., etc., etc. That doesn't remove the fact that he is a good road course racer. And by good, I mean in the Xfinity, it wouldn't surprise anybody to see Austin Hill and SVG battling, right? Last week, Austin Hill was in and around the front until the incident. 6,300. I don't mind taking the shot. I would not be surprised to see Austin Hill finish in the top 5 based off of his ability. Yes, practice speeds were not great. He looks not great on the stone, so I understand in that aspect of not playing him. But as much as I don't like Austin Hill, he does have abilities and skills at the road course. So you might not have many chances to play him this season because of the situation he's in, but I think you can make sure he's in the player pool this weekend. Willie B and C Bell up next. Willie B, I don't really have too much interest in. Larson is by far and away my favorite Hendrick car this weekend. But he's an okay road course racer, very middle of the road here at Sonoma. So on Byron. C Bell, I'm also probably going to be out on. Practice, he doesn't look great because he had a loose wheel, so that's why those practice numbers aren't exactly the best. He is a fantastic road course racer, as judged by the Stone power rankings. However, he is still dealing with the wrist injury. Now, last weekend at Coronado, or Naval Base Coronado, he was pulled from the car. This weekend, he was pulled from the car and Brett Cruz was replaced him. And then Brett Cruz money shifted and blew the engine like 10 minutes later, it seemed like. This weekend, it is being reported that Christopher Bell is planning to race the entire race. He is not planning to be removed from the car. That's also why his odds are blank right now, because BetMGM is trying to figure out what the hell to do. He is excellent road course racer. He is good at Sonoma, and he's very budget friendly at 7,700. Is it worth the gamble with his wrist situation to play him in DFS? My opinion is yes. If Joe Gibbs Racing is confident enough to keep him in the car for the entire race, that means they think he has a shot to do well and to win. If they think he would just fall to the back and just trug around laps and not be able to compete with this wrist injury, they would pull him from the car like they did last week. As of now, it's 10:33 on Saturday night. Everything I'm reading concerning Christopher Bell is that he is running the full race tomorrow. If you're confident in the wrist, I think you play him because the price tag is great and he's like 14th, so he gives you some place differential upside. If the wrist scares you, fade him. I think I'm going to be having him in my pool though, because like I said, if Joe Gibbs is confident enough for him to run the entire race, that means they're confident enough that he will do good. So, like me some C-Bell. Chris Buescher. Love me Chris Buescher. There's not many weeks where I don't like Chris Buescher, to be honest with you. 8,700 A's across the board. Good in long run practice. What's there not to love about Buescher? And he's no longer... this happened like a week or two ago, where he signed his long-term extension with RFK Racing. He is, in my opinion, the face of the organization. Yes, obviously Brad Keselowski is more known to the average fan, but Buescher has the speed of the team. So love me some Buescher. Blaney in a Ford, right after him at 16th place. Middle of the road in at road courses in general, fast all year, decent this season. Fastest one lap practice speed for Ryan Blaney, which was kind of surprising. If you want to play Blaney, no issues whatsoever. Only 8,500. You got to take advantage of getting these talented drivers for middle of the road prices when it becomes road course racing, because especially at tracks like Sonoma, because they've raced here so many times. Connor Zilich is in 17th. His no good, very bad, terrible, awful season is still going on. Lord, I said this last week, that he just needs a good day. He just needs to start the race, finish the race in one piece. He doesn't even need to win. A top 5, I think, would be amazing for the season he has had so far. He is more talented. I shouldn't say he's more talented. He is better than a 5th place road course driver. He just has had bad luck after bad luck after bad luck after bad luck after bad luck. He didn't seem all that confident in his car during practice, complaining of chattering tires, etc., etc., etc. So he will get a ton of ownership just based off the fact of his betting odds. He's +9, and the only people above him would be Reddick is equal with +9. You have Larson at 7, and then SVG at -155. So the only people literally in his ballpark are Larson, SVG, and Reddick. So Zilich is going to get a ton of ownership just based off of that, but. And again, he does have all of he's an extremely talented world-class road course racer. He just has had absolutely zero luck this season. Does that continue? That remains to be seen, but he'll be a very popular play on Sunday regardless. Chase Elliott and Ryan Preece up next. Chase Elliott, good here at Sonoma. But hasn't really, I don't know, like he hasn't been the same Chase Elliott of road course racing. Like, yes, he has good past stats here. Yes, B plus on road courses, B minus recent form. I don't know. I don't see him going through the field and passing tons of cars and having like a positive day. Like we've seen when these Hendrick cars are kind of middle of the road in practice, especially at road courses, they kind of stay there. And that's where him and Bowman are. So I don't know how much love I have for Chase Elliott, though. He will get some decent ownership based off of his name and based off the fact that he's cheap-ish and starting in 18th. Ryan Preece and John Hunter Nemechek up next. And this kind of is where, in my opinion, the first 18, it's like this field is perfectly broken in half. You have the top 18, starting 1 through 18, obviously, and were all good in practice, good road course racers for the most part, solid power rankings. Then starting from Preece on down, it's just a ton of red. it's just all kinds of red in the power rankings, all kinds of red in the practice, etc., etc. So, finding the appropriate needle in the haystack from these rear from drivers starting 19th on back, I think is going to be a doozy. Anyway, Ryan Preece and John Hunter Nemechek. Preece, sure, I have no issues with him at 7K. John Hunter, probably not. He's been having some solid runs lately, but I don't know. I'm not willing to take that gamble on a road course. Suarez and Bowman. Daniel Suarez, I'll take the chance on. Decent power rankings, middle of the road practice, but he has had speed and has been surprising all season long. So we have to stop assuming that that's a surprise and start thinking that that's just the way things are. So for only 7,500 for mi amigo and for his power ranking stats, yeah, I'll take a shot on him. Bowman the Showman, I kind of think I'm out on Bowman all season long. 6,500, super slow in practice, middle of the road power rankings. That's probably out for me. Cindric, I'll take a chance on putting him in the pool. Solid driver, ran road courses religiously many moons ago, so I have no problems with Cindric. Same with Zane Smith, 6,600 for Zane. Wow, I can't believe that Zane is actually a bit more expensive than Cindric. Yeah, I'm okay with either or. If he's a last guy in type situation, I would have no issues with either of those. Riley Herbst and Bubba Wallace. Riley Herbst looked dreadful in all aspects of everything. He has had pretty solid year, especially from where he came last year, but still probably not jumping in with both feet to play him at Sonoma. Bubba Wallace looked good in practice, has had a lot of positive mojo around his road course abilities lately, and then he went and put her in the wall in the qualifying lap, plus 8,000 to win, which is fairly terrible. But when you look at him compared to the drivers around him, he's still far and beyond the best possible odds to win this race, even though they're so far long out. Based off of what you have, like Cole Custer at 50, you have Josh Berry at 75, Talk Gilly at 15. Like, yeah, like I'll take the chance on Bubba at plus 8,000. Now, he will once again be starting this race from the rear of the field due to the damage he received during qualifying. But when you're being scored 26th, it's just 10 spots. Like, is it a lot? Yes, but that's not unfeasible to make up. Whereas opposed to, like, you know, if Gibbs or Hocevar would fall to the rear, like obviously like their upsides would really take a hit. But for Bubba starting 26 and him falling to the rear, that doesn't scare me as much as it probably should. Cole Custer, Josh Berry, no to either one. Gun to my head, I would pick Custer over Berry, but I don't really have too much love for either of them. Gilly and Dillon. Gilly, I prefer over Dillon. God, there's just so much red on this portion of the stone. My goodness. Brother Ty Dillon is starting 31st, right next to Dillon, and Eric Jones. Eric Jones has had good speed lately. Not the best road course racer. He did get some damage during practice, which I'm sure did not help him at all during his qualifying effort. And it's very possible he'll be falling to the rear alongside of Bubba Wallace, but he's being scored 30 seconds. So it doesn't really matter if he falls to the rear. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Noah Gregson, probably out on Ricky. Look, Noah, the biggest thing with Noah all season was him trying to fight Kevin Magnussen. Kevin Magnussen pretty much just clowning him. When that is like your crowning moment of the NASCAR season, you get what I'm trying to say. So Noah, it's a no for B-Dog. And then the final row, Brad Keselowski and Cody Ware. Look, Brad K, dreadful road course racer, C+. Track rank, though, at Sonoma, which in this sea of red is pretty great, although not fast in practice. Still, though, should be better than 35th, you would assume. And hey, Cody Ware has had some okay runs at road courses throughout his history on the Cup Series. I don't necessarily know if that's going to happen again this weekend, but if there is a accident and there's a lot of attrition and he's not anywhere around it, he could gain you positive PD just by not getting caught up in the nonsense. And is he the cheapest? 5'9", 5'3", 5'2", 5'1". Yeah. So if you need dirt cheap and you're willing to roll the dice on a dead last starting Cody Ware with the hopes of high attrition, so he scores you a solid +5, +10 in PD, that is totally feasible and possible this weekend. Absolutely. Hey, I think that's it for me. That's all I got. Let me double check my notes. 32 minutes. I can't, folks, I go into each of these weeks and I am determined to make these videos smaller and more concise. And at the end of them, they're over 25, 26, 27. This one's over 32, 33 minutes. So I'm going to shut up, wrap this up. I will have projections and ownership finalized tomorrow morning, meaning Sunday morning. Likely will be finished by the time this video is released, to be truthful. So as always, if there's any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. I will make sure to tag the channel when those drivers are officially announced to the rear. Good luck in all of your slates. I have a Travelers single entry lineup to build once I end this puppy. And as always, let's ship it.